I am Spectre Detector. Welcome to my eerie world of strangeness. If you haven't already done so, dim the lights, sit back and relax, because the creepy experience I'm about to reveal happened in the leafy suburbs west of Cardiff, South Wales, inside my little council house of all places. Regardless, the terrifying experience will send shivers up your spine. In fact, my ghostly encounter shook me so bad, I'm sharing my turmoil with you. As you may not be aware, the same spooky apparitions can visit any one of us, wherever we live in this mysterious planet we call home. Over the next few days, although I possess no religion, I was destined to seek the correct kind of help. So I visited my local church, hoping it would be my saviour. It was late Sunday afternoon, just after Mass had finished and the crowd disappeared. I was not alone inside the musty smelling prayer house. There I sat on an old creaky bench. I remember the chair was mighty uncomfortable. I'd seen many asses throughout its lifetime, judging by the dirty scratches and pitted, worn seat. I was damp and shivering, freezing cold, twiddling my thumbs, not paying attention to the constant patters of rain bashing the stained glass window, towering over the two guys sitting opposite. They were staring directly at me. Sure, I was nervous. I didn't know what they would think of my strange confession. Anyway, with a large breath I inhaled the musty stench of ancient wood. Then my words spewed apprehensively from my lips. Let me say, I hope you don't think I'm crazy, but something eerie happened recently. I'm hoping you may shed light on the situation. It was comical the way they gawped at each other, but I carried on regardless. Well, something ghastly visited my house. I feel it may still be present there. Finally, all that anxiety about visiting the church to seek answers was finally spent. I relaxed my shoulders and lounged back in my seat. The balding priest donned a long black gown with an oversized cross dangling saintly from his thick neck. The skinny fellow, my friend, sat next to him, and I hadn't heard the full story yet, but he did spot my anxiety and encouraged me to seek religious answers to my paranormal problem. Impatiently, my friend scuffed his foot over the decked floor whilst the priest pondered my question. At last, the holy man spoke up. "Dear," he scowled, "I'm not certain what you mean when you say something ghastly. Was the activity paranormal?" His chubby face portrayed doubt and many more questions. He continued, "Could you maybe explain what did actually visit you? Or may he even still be present in your house?" My friend stopped shuffling and turned to the priest to speak in my favour. "What he is trying to tell you is, he had an encounter with a ghost and was hoping you would be knowledgeable on the subject." Of course I thanked him for his interference, but I agreed. Yes, at times I acquire scratches and bruises over my face and my body when I wake in the mornings. Strangely enough, this usually happens when I sleep alone. But the other night, when I was in bed sleeping, the first impression was the pain was searing. Even though deep in slumber, I realized I needed to use the toilet. Suddenly the priest lowered his tone. His already gruff voice became thunderous. "Do you live alone?" he inquired abruptly, raising an eyebrow. "Well, yes, I do live by myself." I fidgeted, trying to get comfortable, not knowing what he was getting at. All of a sudden the priest inched forward. He was practically in my face. Quickly I shifted from his line of fire. "Why is that?" I inquired, slightly baffled. The cloth man stared at me in a strange manner. He then eased back into his chair and spoke. "Well, I do often hear reports of strange paranormal happenings, mainly from folk who live on their own, you see. And I take it, you do live on your own?" He cut me off before I could respond. "Would you believe, sometimes I have the ability to detect spirits? Your friend here mentioned you go ghost hunting at nights on occasions." After making his point, he crossed his legs and flicked imaginary dust from his drab black frock. Even though I was hasty to reply, "No, father, that night I slept alone. The first sensation was, I remember a sudden jolt and my relaxation was disturbed. Then I rose. Strangely, I could feel something pulling the excitement on their faces amused me. In the back of my mind, I wondered if they really did think I was crazy. I wondered if I should carry on with my story or should I just leave. I carried on regardless. Strangely, I was drifting upwards from an eerie place. I witnessed all activity as clear as daylight. The scene below me was real for sure, and was getting smaller by the second. The living landscape was exceptionally bright, and my body was transported gently, only to witness an aerial view of the paranormal abyss I was departing. Pine-scented trees towered stone cottages with sandy rooftops thatched from straw. Tiny, human-like forms wearing scruffy headscarves and raggedy clothes scurried down cobble streets, dashing in and out of quaint cottages and flower gardens, carrying wicker baskets and artifacts I didn't recognise. But all of a sudden, that haunting perception ceased. Suddenly I was thrown into pitch black. It was that moment I realised being awake was imminent, and I was desperate to use the toilet. My friend chimed in, "When you gotta go, you gotta go," but the priest didn't look so enthusiastic. I broke their merriment straight away. "Wait," I intervened. "Before that, you know those times within the onset of being awake and being aware of one's surroundings?" For me, I had a weird sensation. Bam! Instantly, the analytic side of my brain kicked in. I knew I was in bed on my left side, not wearing a pyjama top. If I remember, the weather was mild that night. The guys nodded their heads, so I carried on with my explanation. There I was, curled up in bed. I came around gradually, not happy to arise from such a comfortable sleep, but no way was I going to pee the bed. Anyway, it was a struggle departing from such comfort. The priest wore a concern towards me in an unsaintly intimidating manner. His gruff voice portrayed his hefty stature, and he growled aggressively. "So, you are telling me you were actually awake by then?" Yes, of course, definitely. It seemed like I was aware of the entire episode all along. I totally realised where I was, what day it was, etc., etc. I had all my faculties about me. And tell you the truth, just talking about it now chills me to the bone. As I lay kind of dazed, alone in the pitch black, contemplating getting out of bed, lo and behold, I stalled my movements immediately, for my heart skipped a beat when I sensed something unearthly sharing my bed. I froze. As you can imagine, I was shocked. Both men were captivated. They gawped at each other open-mouthed, like they had seen a ghost themselves. "Extraordinary," replied the priest. "Wow!" exclaimed my friend. The look of disgust on his face amused me. Suddenly my voice sped up to compensate for the horror I was sharing. Whilst I lay in bed, my suspicions were confirmed when something actually grabbed my shoulder. I tell you no lie, I felt the eerie touch on my bare skin. Terrified, I sucked in a long, cold breath. But the phantom figures grabbed my skin, then a freaky sensation slid all the way up my neck. Would you believe, the cheeky spectre ruffled my hair? My friend was astonished by this news. "Wow! You could have told me earlier. That is incredible." The priest nodded in agreement and urged me to carry on. Well, my eyes were semi-closed and my mind tried to comprehend what was happening. I wanted to see, but only murkiness clouded my confused vision. But like you do, I turned swiftly to view my unexpected visitor, whom I could feel lying right next to me. To my sheer terror, the area of the quilt suddenly fluttered right alongside my leg, and would you believe, the mattress adjusted itself, as if a presence departed from the soft foam. I felt the eerie pressure. Right then I knew I had disturbed something unimaginable. I was devastated. The priest was intrigued. I stared him out, waiting for his expert take on the subject, although he was quick to reply. "What happened next?" he demanded impatiently. To be honest, he looked mortified. On this occasion his reassurance was struggling to shine through. I carried on. "Well, when the weight lifted from the mattress, I felt the pressure ease. But that's not the end of the story. It gets even stranger. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever heard of similar experiences? Anyway, as I turned back to my original position, so I could support myself to get out of bed, thoughtfully, I paused a moment just to confirm everything was okay, and it seemed like it was. Well, are you guys ready for this? Their heads nodded like deranged ravers attending a drum and bass event. Well, here goes, and this is kind of freaky, don't say I didn't warn you. Whilst I lay there, all alone, in the pitch black, strangely, I could feel something close to me, real close, staring at me even. Every hair on my body jumped. I grinded my teeth hard, real hard, but I couldn't move a muscle as much as I tried. Then, a pair of beaming bright eyeballs, feline, cat-like in nature, cut like headlamps and floated across my closed vision. Let me tell you, the moment was terrifying. Anyway, the atmosphere was deathly silent and the paranormal peepers paused in front of me. The priest was quick to respond. "Oh, and did the apparition appear from the side of the bed where you felt that strange sensation on the mattress?" As you can imagine, I was quick to answer that one. Yes, it sure did. The phantom eyeballs wore menacingly hairy eyebrows, thick and shiny, darker than ink. The shining eyes stared and communicated with me. For a split second I was paralyzed. I struggled but couldn't move a muscle. Silently I observed the offending spectre stalking my territory. The sensation was creepy and a sign of death. Strange as this sounds now, I did catch a glimpse of what appeared to be a pair of opaque wings. Dashing lights of gunmetal pewter and vibrant silver, fluttering about my face, disturbing my tranquility further. Next thing though, a sprightly dark shadow carried the eyes towards the bedroom window. My heightened senses followed its path all the way. Then, the wind chimes sang like crazy. Seems like the creature brushed past the dangling metal tubes on exiting my bedroom, for the time being anyway. After that, I was able to open my eyes. Spent, I relaxed my entire demeanour. Instantly my friend spoke to me. "And all of this is true?" "Of course," I nodded. "Does he seriously expect me to make something like this up?" My friend turned to the priest next. "Amazing," he rejoiced. "Have you ever heard of anything like this?" As it happened, the priest's answer surprised the both of us, and we looked at each other gone off. "Yes," continued the priest, "but I will tell you after I hear his story," nodding for me to continue. "Well, I opened the window 5 or 6 inches wide before I went to bed, but when I checked later after the incident, the window was uncannily wide open, even though there was no wind on such a calm night. I got up to use a loo, but I did not feel scared or intimidated by my paranormal experience. In fact, I got the impression of a pleasant sensation, actually. After I finished, I shut the window to its original position, got back to bed, lied on and fell asleep. Both the priest and my friend leaned back in their seats. They seemed relieved, for me. The priest uncrossed his legs and began his expert take on my dire situation. "Before we go any further, I must inform you, by what you have explained to me today, this kind of experience is a real occurrence. I hear a lot of it around these parts of Cardiff. Believe me, many people visit here because of similar experiences." Me and my friend were quite astonished by this news, and there I was, worrying if I was abnormal because I experienced a paranormal episode. Plus, we were enchanted whilst the holy man continued his spiel, portraying the gentler side of his stern appearance. "I will suggest it is not a good idea to visit graveyards ghost hunting, especially at nights. Can't you find another hobby?" he reasoned. "Even though, as you came to see me, I will say a prayer for you to clear out negativity and provide a candle you should burn in your house tonight. Furthermore, I would like to come over to your home and perform a proper clearing of any negative spirits that may be lingering." "Well, that seems fair enough," said my friend. "Do you often visit houses around this estate and perform such clearings?" The priest nodded. To our amazement, he agreed. I butted in and spoke my piece. "Thank you for your help today. I would appreciate you saying a prayer, but no way am I giving up ghost hunting. I love my pastime. I would prefer you not to clear my house just yet. Not until I get proof of apparitions or paranormal activity recorded on my video camera. There is something residing with me and I experience strange incidences occasionally at nights. Paranormal in nature? For sure. Of course, then you are most welcome to come over and perform a clearing. You have been a tremendous help. Thank you for your time." The priest performed the clearing prayer as promised. Then me and my friend bid him farewell and vacated the earthy stench of musty patchouli oil and stale, creaky wood. Tonight, right now as I speak, that same candle, my protection gift from the holy man, remains unburned inside my little council house, perched next to the sleeping me, resting on my bedside cabinet. A short expectation of a paranormal presence is residing here, in this very room, directly behind me, even whilst I'll tell you my story. Maybe, just maybe, you should rewind this video and take a closer look, will you? the end? Or is it just the beginning?